Yeah,
Let
how did you guys
me.
all do while he's doing this? Like, what's your
I
guys'
might.
books look like? Did you kick it?
What's that?
I said, did they kill it?
Oh, okay.
I feel like everyone's just killing it today.
Well, because
We all
we're
listen to
all.
you.
Well, everyone making money today probably got the memo that Trump was going to win, and that's why their book's so good. Everyone
Oh, I don't
who's
think you were
down money
clear enough
today
all week.
probably. I read everyone's newsletter, and these people were saying, "Don't trade. Wait till after the election." And I'm like,
Do the opposite.
uh, why would you wait till after the election when the biggest thing happening is the election? Like, what? I can't believe it. Why would there's so much bad advice out there. Everyone on TV, don't do this, don't do that. Wait. It's like, okay, well, you miss the biggest few weeks of the whole market. Historically, you make money four times in markets. Earnings. That's when stocks move. And obviously, every you get an election, right? It's a big catalyst. You want to play the event. Why is DraftKings with the 10% move? Earnings, Lance. That's why. DraftKings with some weekly 37 and a half puts. Do I want to buy them?
Yes.
Oh, then that's a no.
Oh, come on. That's fair.
You know, I'm dead serious. What I've been doing, and you guys can't tell anyone this. All right. You got to make a promise. Don't spill the beans, especially to Nathan, who keeps wanting me to do spreads. I've been taking the other side of almost every trade I read about, and it's been working. I know that sounds mean, but everything I've been doing is a contrarian point of view lately, and that's where the money's been. Like every time someone says buy gold, I'll buy puts in gold or gold and silver. Every time they say like tech stocks are overextended, I'll buy Google calls or Amazon calls. Every time they say don't buy the markets, the Fed's coming or the election, I put I put all my money in the markets. Not all my money, but you know what I mean. Put a big position on. I put my whole Robinhood a bit on Trump and cashed out today. All right. Is it 3:30? Yeah, it is. All right. What am I going to do? What did we say? Let's read it together. What did they write in the telegram? All right. What did they say I'm going to do?
Oh, I think I said, I should
Sean's
really
been on
know.
fire.
He's
He
been doing
did
good.
hymns and hers and uh Palantir. All right, by the way, those Wells Fargo calls, I know a few of y'all bought them in the previous webinar. That trader who put 500,000 in is up $5 million today. Those Wells Fargo weekly 67s went up 1,000% or 10x in value. More than that, actually, from 44 to 650. So that's what, 12x? So he wrote that Pins was seeing the. Well, let's just pull it up. Is Fortinet today or is it tomorrow? I think Fortinet's tomorrow, right? Uh-oh, I clicked on something. Fortinet. You're tomorrow, right? Yeah, Fortinet is tomorrow. Okay. Um, Pins has earnings. I have a few names for earnings already written down. I got Match.com because we're gonna find love. I got EL, which is a correlated play on Elf Beauty. I got Lyft and I got Tempur-Pedic mattress and excuse me and DT, Dino Trace. Does this DraftKings probably won't play unless they buy more puts? Is Pinterest today? No, Pinterest is tomorrow. That chart looks great. You got a gap to 38. What did uh what did Sean say on pins? Ooh. Oh wow. Oh. Ooh. DraftKings with a double whammy in puts. All right. Well, maybe I got to buy DraftKings puts.
See, you should
All right. You
listen to
know
me.
what? I'm gonna buy DraftKings puts very small. I'm just gonna do like a 5 lot. 156 maybe. Instant filled. I just did DraftKings put small. because the December 40 puts are deep in the money. So that's the reason why. I don't necessarily love buying puts in highly shorted stocks like DraftKings, but eh, why not? I've been running good. So one thing important, if you're up a lot of money recently, um, don't don't push size. If you're up a lot recently, you could still trade, but again, most big moves are over, so don't try to overextend because when you're on top of the mountain, it feels great, but when you are knocked out on the bottom of the mountain, it is very hard to climb back up. So DraftKings weekly 37.5 put fill at 156. Was that it? Yeah. I'm going to put that in the chat. We'll put the earnings lottos. Make this real big. All right. Why can't I make this bigger? Do you know why, Deanna?
Wait, what
Why
do you mean
can't
you
the
can't make it
piece?
bigger?
Oh,
Like
never
you can't
mind.
zoom in or you can't make the font size bigger?
Okay, I got it. All right, let me put that. All right, let's go back. Palantir, weekly 54 puts. Where's Palantir? Oh, you got to be kidding me. I ain't buying puts in that. So Palantir vertical, if you buy puts, you're running in front of you're literally stepping in front of a freight train, which I don't want to do that. All right, where's the chat? Chat. Hello, Babette. Good to see you. I love that name, by the way. I just posted it in the chat, by the way. I'll keep it up for maybe 20 seconds. I love that name, Babette. All right. Disney, Mickey Mouse. Disney. Eli Lilly, November calls. No thanks. Eli Lilly was almost $1,000, and now it's look how bad. So all the healthcare stocks are getting their booty kicked because of RFK Jr. Look at Eli Lilly from 1,000 now hitting. Um, that's an H cell pattern, by the way. Trying to cram as much info as possible, but an H cell pattern is like a lowercase h, and then when it takes out the prior low, it goes down on volume. What is this Disney player? I have been losing my money on Disney a lot
I feel like
when
you
I
always
trade the
lose on
weeklies.
Disney.
November 103s and Mickey Mouse. Oh God. I have a feeling I'm not going to take this, but we'll take a look. Disney 103s and Mickey Mouse. Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. The chart looks good. Do I want to trade Disney though? Probably not. Mm. Oh, they have earnings next week. Eh.
Don't do it. You never have Disney luck, like ever.
Oh, look at last quarter
Okay.
stock sold off, but this quarter it went from 99 to 110. Wow. So 110 print, those calls go up $7, they triple in value. It's not a bad risk versus reward, but we'll pass on Mickey.
Jennifer says no. Oh, I forgot we have to do polls every time you're in between, like we did last time. Or they have like 30 seconds to tell you no.
Well, I'm just not a huge Disney. Or all right, let's see Elf Beauty. So I did in the option pit some trades already, just a heads up. But I'll go over. We'll do some uh re 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 redo them again. That's the word. It was Elf Beauty. Elf Beauty. I did EL calls for Elf Beauty. So there it is. Oh, Elf had some puts. Oh, oh. Well, we did see some EL calls. I don't know if Elf Beauty goes down, is that good for EL? Probably not. But I bought the weekly 64s in EL for Elf Beauty earnings. I did them small. I literally did a 5 lot, so nothing crazy. But EL has been good to us. That was at 600% on earnings. I just bought the weekly 64 calls. It's a pretty big implied move. Almost $2. So that would be 65 and a half. The calls go up 50%. So not a great ROI if you're right, but you know why I bought EL calls too? Because the chart is this bad. So
But you
sometimes
bought
when,
them because the chart's bad?
yeah. Remember BP, y'all?
Like for
Remember
fun?
BP calls? I said BP is the worst stock in the market, so we're buying calls, and look what happened. What's
Um,
So stocks at 52-week lows usually go up that are highly shorted in a meme stock market. I'll go ahead and call it, because we're kind of in all the crappy stocks are going up, right? Like if you look at like Hims and Hers and stuff like that, all the high flying short interest stocks are moving higher. All right, anywho, let's keep going. Pins is tomorrow. Yeah, we're not going to do pins. I mean, I'll put EL Lotto calls in here so I don't forget.
let's see. BP has dividends today. QCOM or ARM, AMC, and C. It's a lot.
AMC has earnings?
I think that's what y'all keep saying. Could be wrong. I'm not
Pins,
fact checking though.
37 and a half. Pins had 2 orders. What's the short interest in pins? If
Oh,
it's over
AMC. Good.
10%, I'll take it. Find me the worst chart
We're stock.
with a gap and I'll buy it. Short float is 4%. God, that's pretty bad. We need like a 50% short float.
Huge $1.3 million order in ARM just hit.
Weeklies. DraftKings, I
Oh,
did weeklies. If it's earnings, I usually do weeklies. ARM, oh Lord, you're right.
technically Sean's right. You know
I
I'm not
bought
off
the
on this.
DT calls. Here, let me just show people. I
Mhm.
bought literally a 2 lot. I bought these DT calls, the December 55s for earnings too. I just did a 2 lot though. All right. Let me just pull them up here to show people. And then we'll get to ARM. It was 500,000. Oh, you know what I'll do? Look at this. Copy and paste, baby. I did literally a 2 lot though, so don't get frisky. I mean, I put how much? I think they were 390, so like $800. Um, just because there was some insider selling, but it can't take out 61. ARM. God, y'all are worse than me wanting to trade ARM. You know why? Because this move is going to be huge. The implied move in ARM has to be 10%. Oh, Lord.
Wait, I'm doing a chat. Well, we're gonna do a poll and see what everyone thinks about ARM.
Yeah, what do y'all want to trade the biggest, most common stocks, but I get it. Lumen at $9 here. Yay. Those calls went from, I forgot where I bought them. They're now $1. I think I sold them at 59 or something. ARM. Oh, gosh. I really don't want to trade this stock, but if you convince me, I will.
Hey, they may not convince you.
They probably will.
Nah. Sean voted nah.
Arm. Pull my arm. Last quarter, the stock gapped lower. Remember back in the day when it rallied? No move, no move. This was it. On February, the stock went from 77 to 120. That's normal. And a big cap semiconductor. All right. What did the poll say? Nah?
Um,
Ooh.
everyone says nah, it's a 70-30 split.
All right, let me just run a quick scan here.
Watch, he still does it.
I know. I did see that $1 million order. Was it 1.3? Why isn't it loading? Is it because Zoom is taking up all the... Oh, there it is. February 2025? Come on. February? What? That... That's so long. These all expired. Yeah. Yeah, I would not trade ARM. February's way too long. And it was the 150s. They got to be like $50, $20. I mean, I don't know. This thing in the stock was a hundo. Yeah, I'm not trading $20 options. There's no chance in this world for earnings. If I had to trade it, I would probably do the nothing. Never mind. All right, let's keep going. Tempur-Pedic, the mattress firm. All the furniture stocks were hit on the tariffs, like Wayfair, Restoration Hardware. And now they're coming back. Where are my silver puts? Anyone want to guess how much I'm up in silver puts? 160%. Buy gold? Not. Buy silver? No. Buy bonds? Nope. There's no fear. Stocks only go up. Tempur-Pedic, we didn't have anything, did we?
In Tempur-Pedic? I don't think so. Scott, did we?
October. Oh, these expired.
No,
Nope.
no TPX. Mm-mm.
All right, well, those expired. Anywho. All right, no Tempur-Pedic. Palantir, we don't do you. Oh, DraftKings now seeing some weekly 44s.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
No, I mean, if DraftKings goes to 44, I deserve my options to go to 0. I mean, I will applaud the stock and let it go to 0. Remember the Dirty Dog, Datadog? Or what was the one I didn't get filled in? It wasn't Datadog. It was DocuSign. That stock had a nice rally.
How do you get those two confused?
They're both D's. Datadog looks good. The D, Datadog, DocuSign. Oh, I had one more. Oh, Match.com. I love these. So I already bought some calls on Match. Obviously, talking my book. But Match.com in the option pit, I did the... where were you? We saw on the penny option scanner on Match.com. There we go. The weekly 41s. So they were wide at the time, or pardon me, November 41s. They were wide at the time, so I just did the 38s. I'll put that on my sheet. Match.com. Find love on Match.com. November 15, I did the, which ones? 38s?
You didn't mention TKO has earnings today.
Oh, do they?
I've seen it twice in the chat.
Oh, there's been no paper. There's been no flow on it.
Oh, damn.
I know. You know, Para, I bought calls in Para yesterday, and it's up. I sold them for, I don't know, like 30%. And then they went up 70-something percent. When I look later.
Hey, Richie.
TKO has nothing but spreads. So, sorry. No TKO trades.
Damn, hell just froze over.
I know.
Richie wants to know, did you take Match yet?
Yeah, I did it in the option pit maybe like an hour ago.
Cool.
So just a little heads up. I did do it about, let me pull it up. I did it 3:06, 40 minutes ago. So just a heads up, but I thought I'd mention it because they do have earnings. And I love Match.com because, well, I don't know why. But I just like any of those highly shorted stocks. G&W seeing some March 7s ahead of earnings. Stock's already up 10% though, so no thank you. You know, did anyone exit out of SYF today? Those SYF calls, it's a bank stock and it's up almost 20%. The only problem was the calls didn't move that much because of the implied vol. Same with even like Bank of America. So I was a little salty about that. But SYF moved a lot. Alcoa had a good move too. So did Cliff. If anyone bought Cliff from yesterday. That earnings dip, those Cliff calls are up 1,200%. All right. So nothing in TKO, sadly. G&W, I mean, it looks good long term, but I'm not buying it. TKO, these are spreads. You know what spreads do? Don't tell Nathan, but spreads are for limiters.
They're gonna say close.
Basically, they don't have enough, what's the word? They don't have enough confidence that the stock will move greater. So they spread out their trade, or it's tied to an underlying stock position, which possibly might be. Coinbase, those calls went from $8 to what? $70? $60? $65? Yeah, so it's all spread. So sorry, TKO. I bought some stock. I think 117-ish in my retirement, but it does have a gap fill, 128. How much are the 120 calls? $4. I mean, they could double, but if TKO goes down like 10%, I'll probably buy a lot in my retirement account. But I haven't been watching the wrestling lately because they were like in Saudi Arabia, and I couldn't watch, or I didn't watch it at 1 o'clock on Saturday. It was weird. Too early. All right, let's go back to the chat. What are we missing? Riot. Oh Lord. On's have been good to us. ON November 77s. Jesus. November 77s, $5 out the money. You know, sometimes I think, what are these people thinking? And then they're right. All right, well, probably not going to do that. Riot is a
Pizza.
crypto. It's up
How's pizza doing?
24%. Good Lord. Oof, some of these cryptos are insane. Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, if I could take everything, I would, but I can't. Robinhood up because of the betting markets. Goldman Sachs, November 600s. Goldman Sachs is up $71. So that's 7 points. So that's about 500 Dow points. If is it still $1 a $1 move in a Dow stock is 7 points to the Dow, or has that changed? Does anyone know? This is from like 5+ years ago. Is it still like every dollar move, like in a Goldman Sachs, McDonald's, stuff like that, is 7 Dow points? Made 3 grand on coin today. Good job. Okay, thank you, John. Who was Deanna, who was the developer who emailed you?
Give me 1 second. You know I'm bad at names.
We got your email, or Deanna did, and then I told her to ask the
The team, yeah.
developer.
They haven't got back to me yet. We're kind of busy in your mid transition for one click.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All
which by the
right. What
way,
did I
guys, 2 weeks.
miss? What did I miss? We did. I mentioned DT.
David made 3 grand on coin today.
Yes, because he's good. He must have ate his Wheaties on the Coinbase.
Sue says pizza. David says CCJ.
Pizza. Ooh.
Tesla.
Where's pizza? Where? I had pizza for breakfast this morning. Speaking of. Oh, Papa John's. I remember that one. Anything in pizza? Coin November 255's trading here.
I keep seeing DT come up on both YouTube and here.
Oh yeah, so
Lyft
DT,
and
I literally did a 2 lot. So the reason why I did a 2 lot is because they were December and they were $3.90. But for DT, I'll put that up here for you. So I did nothing big, just a heads up. I'm not trading anything big today.
oh, John has his own franchise. That means that we can get pizza whenever we want.
Oh, really? I like that.
Immediately interested.
Under Armour has earnings.
Really?
Under Armour, uh, WBD, Warner Brothers. I'm trying to see if I missed anything before we run out of time. We'll get to Tesla in a minute. ET is high dividend stock. If you have usually a dividend portfolio, you probably own DT or ETD.
CCJ reports pre-market tomorrow.
Commodity stocks usually don't move on earnings, so I probably wouldn't touch it. Wow, what happened to Camco? Stock really fell off a cliff, huh? Wow. Okay. Yeah, but the commodity stocks, they just don't move for earnings. Oh, I did buy some Lyft in the option pit. I bought the Lyft. I am down money in it, full disclosure. I bought the Lyft. There was mixed flow in Lyft, so I only did a 20 lot or 25 lot, pardon me. I want to get I want to get too worked up on it. To be honest, I just thought I needed something to crash. I was feeling bearish when I bought Lyft puts, but I bought the Lyft 13 and a half puts. I don't have a lot of confidence in this trade because Lyft is a highly shorted stock and they have been going like straight up. Highly shorted stocks are. So not a big confidence on it, but quite frankly, I just want something to crash. Sounds bad. I just wanted Lyft is either going to be up 30% or down 30%, maybe not 30, maybe 20%. So I just literally felt like rolling the dice and Lyft. We did see, make this big. We did see, well, damn. Okay. Well, I saw 3 at the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bearish orders in Lyft. But they are out the money puts, so I'm not in love with it, so to speak. And we saw 1 bullish order, but I just want something to go down. That's really it. And Lyft is a junk stock. Remember they did fake accounting and the stock was up a lot the other quarter. I don't know if it's going to crash. I mean, I hope it does. Maybe 60-40, but it can crash, you know, or it's going to be up 20, 30%. I'm just playing the downside. If it does go down 20%, I'd probably double my money. So I did take those Lyft November puts. Super micro, you already came out with. All right, I'm gonna put this in the chat. Win, lose, or draw. Take your bets if you want. If you don't, no worries. You don't have to do earnings. Just some kind of entertainment for earnings because I think it's very hard to swing trade right now. I mean, all the easy money is made. You know, trying to trade the markets now, you're you're starting the race on lap 5, and everyone, there's really no way to catch up unless you take a shortcut, which really can't do. All right. Got 5 minutes left. But yeah, everyone's saying, wait, let the market cool down, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it'll probably get a cool down, but never say never. You got a lot of people on the sidelines still. So just when everyone gets back into the market, stocks will go down. And we'll probably see that in like the next week or two. People jump back in stocks and then we'll have a little correction. So it's not about, remember, it's sentiment. Be the contrarian. Match squeezing here. What is the match implied move? Just curious. 10%? Wow. Literally just shy of 10%. Clover Health. That was a Chamath SPAC back in the day. Looks like they have earnings. Probably does good. Was there any flow in Clover Health? Oh, they expired. Amazon, probably missed the boat on that one if you're not in. Wow, Amazon squeezing here because of Bezos tweeting, thanking Trump and congratulating him. It's good to have people on your side. Adobe puts. Not a chance in hell. You know, I should have held CVS. Those CVS calls, you know, if I never sell a position, I would never have a loser. It sounds horrible, doesn't it? But it's true. CVS, the 60 calls, I bought at $1. They're now $2. I should have never sold. Some of y'all messaged me saying you never sold. So y'all are better than I. AMC. I don't think we saw anything. I fat fingered GameStop yesterday and I bought a 130 lot. That was a donkey. Um, oh, we had an AMC order the November 5 calls. Oh Lord. You got 2 minutes. Should we do AMC or not? 5, 4, 3.
Julie says yes, no. One more. Yes, no. Guys, come on. We need one. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. I'm just
They
because
say yes.
Susie said yes. Oh, Marty, good job. Marty bought CVS at $1 out at two. All right, I'm gonna buy the AMC. I don't know, November 4.5s.
You know, tomorrow you're gonna say, I wish I bought more.
I don't care. How much are they? 40 cents. All right. Well, AMC, I got a lotto in. Fine. You know why I bought them? Because I saw Susie said yes. So that's really the only reason why.
Best
Let's go back to
answer.
Tesla. Literally the only reason why, because Susie said it.
Keep an eye on Telegram, you'll get a shout out.
Yeah. Susie, if AMC goes up, thank you. If it goes down, well,
We're still friends.
yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, if it goes down like 50%, it would still be impressive.
Hey,
Um,
you
I
lost
went to
more
the
money.
movies actually the other day. Tesla. So the next move in Tesla is, I gotta make this a little bigger. Actually, let me bring this up here for you in Tessalita. Oh my God, I got so many darn things on my chart. So on Tesla, the next move is going to be, man, I gotta make my years go further out. Next move in Tesla, there we go. Finally, would it be three? Oh my God, there's the closing bell. That ain't, would be 300. So about a 12-point move in Tesla. And and if you guys and girls want more about Tesla, of how it's been on fire, and give me a second, we're gonna look into Rocket Lab on the highs too. All those space stocks. And speaking of Tesla, remember you still have SpaceX IPO upcoming, probably like in a year or two. So remember, you do have the SpaceX IPO. Now remember, we do the Tesla trade tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. I do have something to show y'all for Tesla if you are not in. Josiah got me the hookup, or Andy Deanna. I got to figure out how to work it though. What am I, chopped liver? Maybe. If it's up. If it's not, then your chicken wings.
I need like a shout out sheet. So it's like
Yeah.
every single person who recommends this, we'll just do a shout out.
I've actually been buying some little stocks every now and recently too. I bought a ALKK. I bought BAER because he owns, I guess owns the company. He won Senate last night. Um, Qualcomm, oh my gosh. Wow. Qualcomm, those calls from the 185s. Remember the 185s we did, I think at 380? Look at Qualcomm here after hours. Oh my days. 190 print. So it'll be a good day. Wow. Qualcomm $15 billion buyback. Was it the 185s? I'm I feel like on my mind, I think it was 185s. have to look here on my book. They'll be pretty hot tomorrow. All right, Deanna, I'm trying to find my.
Do you need the link?
Yeah. So give me 1 second.
Here, I'll just comment so you can, excuse me, get that notification again.
187.5. Thank you. Good Lord. All right. So for Tesla, it's been the biggest and the best, the greatest stock of all time. As you can see, I started this account a couple months ago, and Tesla is a over $30,000 winner. And there we go. Thank you. If y'all need more info on Tesla, and we do have today only a Tesla special, Deanna will post, well, maybe the link if they want to get in. But
Oh yeah, I'll
also,
post the info.
we are going to switch over here.
And guys, Lance and I will still be
Or,
on answering questions.
oh,
But this
yes.
is just pretty much our boss Josiah, or my boss Josiah, had to talk to Nate, who's our publisher, because this did so well and you guys wanted to hear more about Tesla. So there's that. I will post a penny scanner link as well. But essentially, this is the last time we're going to be running this promotion for a while. It's just Tesla's doing so well. We wanted to get you guys in on the trade because Lance thinks it's going to be a pretty awesome trade.
Yes, and we do that tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So let me get to it here. I'm trying to, I usually don't handle the back end stuff. But what we'll do here in about 30 minutes, I will be back on the saddle, and we are going to go over a Q&A and all that jazz in about 30 minutes. Wow, I just saw myself on the Zoom. So sit back, relax, grab your favorite beverage or your Kool-Aid of choice. Mine is grape. And we'll be back in 30 minutes.
Yep, and I'll be hanging out. Lance, you got to turn on your audio. They can't hear it. So share audio. Otherwise, I'm going to have to share it. I'm going to give him like 5 seconds to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to share it.
Deanna, how do I share my audio?
So when you go under share, you're going to have to hit share screen or video, turn on that share audio button, like that little check mark.
We made a lot of money, and we squeezed the heck out of those short sellers. And now we're at fresh 52-week highs, and we still got a lot of overhead. Still got to about 301. So let's get rolling. Welcome today. Jam-packed day, so stick around. I've been giving lots of goodies away. Please note, majority performances are historical examples based on the perfect Tesla trade from the time period shown. However, from November 2023, really till today, the live issued trade, so we've been around for a while, 72% win rate, the average return 8.33% over a 4-day hold period. We cannot guarantee future results using the strategy displayed. Of course, there's always a high degree of risk involved in the U.S. equity market. See the terms on the Trading Pub homepage for more intel. And of course, there will be losing trades. I've had winners, I've had losers, and I will continue in the future. Never bet the farm on an investment unless you don't like your farm, or maybe you have a bad cow like I do who's been breaking my fence. If you can't handle losing a trade, don't trade with money you can afford to lose. All right, let's get to the business. If we get distracted, I apologize, but it's during market hours, and it's been a huge day. So I want to give you a huge, urgent update on shares of Tesla. On Monday, I gave a freebie out as well on the Tesla election trade. As you can see, it was the November 250 calls with the stock around 240, 3 or so. Now we're over 280, 281 over. And you can see that's what the trade alert looks like. Within 24 hours, the calls were up more, 50%. If you took profits, hey, 50% in a day, that's amazing. However, if you held through the election, took a little bit more risk, then give yourself a pat on the back because this morning the calls are up around 300%. Juicy. To put that in perspective, every $1,000 would have turned into $4,900. And some of y'all in the chat making these monster gains, congrats to you. But here's what's really amazing. That would mark the 4th triple-digit winner in the last 21 trading days. That includes a 223% winner in just 7 days, a solid 437% winner. And I know you're probably thinking, what in the world? And then we had that big 536% winner in a couple days. But in my opinion, we're just getting rolling. We're just getting started. Because, and I'll say it again, Trump being the president is incredibly bullish for shares of Tesla. I would not be surprised to see shares reach $400 by 2025. 402.67 is the 2022 high. If we take out 300, then 315, we have a pretty clear picture to $400. But more importantly, the Trump presidency is incredible for the perfect Tesla trade. That's why I invited you here today. You see, thanks to a new discovery linked to this one iconic stock, traders from all walks of life now have a second chance to relive a year's worth of the best returns. But doing that with far less time, thankfully, and far less capital. It all starts with the indicator you see on the chart. Now, it looks very simplistic, but it can help you tell the best and the worst times to target Tesla stock. That means when it's green, Tesla's in a bullish trading cycle. When it's red, we're in a bearish trading cycle. And as long as we can open up a basic weekly trade, we can target gains up to 100% or more in 6 days or less. To understand how it works, let's take a step back to January of last year. If you don't remember, it was a tough time to be an investor. Optimism was at an all-time low, fear was at an all-time high, and every single 401k in the nation was underwater. Tesla shares plummeted by $200 per share. In other words, no one in their right mind was trying to actively trade the stock. But in January, my indicator flipped from red to green. You can see it happen right there on the chart. That meant Tesla was entering the next bullish trading cycle. How do you open up a basic trade while the indicator was green? That was good for a potential 89% ROI in 3 days. That would be enough to turn $5,000 into $9,450. Most folks are lucky if they can do that a couple times a year, but here's the thing. The next week, the indicator was still green. On that ordinary trade, you had the potential to collect 168% in 4 trading days. The week after, we were still green, meaning we were still in a bullish trading cycle. That would have been good for 255% return in just 24 hours. The week after, it was the exact same thing. 65% return in 4 days. That would be 4 winning trades in 4 consecutive weeks. 1,000 each would be worth over $9,000. That's the beauty of the indicator. When it's green, you know with confidence it's the perfect time to target Tesla. In fact, we call this a very unique setup, the perfect Tesla trade. And thanks to this market anomaly that's specific to only Tesla, we have a shot to double our money each week the indicator is green. And for the last year, it's only been a small group of traders like myself who've been targeting it. But that changes today because I'm going to teach you how to execute the perfect Tesla trade right inside your own broker account. You can do this with a normal trading account, a 401k, a retirement account. You don't need margin. You don't need anything fancy. You don't even need a massive account to do it. If you have a normal broker account, Schwab, TD, Robinhood, Tasty Trade, E-Trade, Fidelity, you can do this. This is not complicated, meaning we're not doing any spreads, diagonal, strangles, iron condors, butterflies, nothing like that. It was designed so that anyone, regardless of experience, time constraints, or even capital, which means you don't need a massive account, you can do these trades. And to understand how it works, it couldn't be easier. In fact, it's simple, and that's what people love about it. As long as the indicator is green, we'll open up the same trade on the same stock at the same time each week. And in all cases, we're out the trade in about 6 days or less, win, lose, or draw. Doesn't matter if you just open up your very first trading account, maybe you never had a big win in your life. Because when the indicator is green, we can open our next perfect Tesla trade. And you're about to see there's something special about this one stock and the way it moves, giving us a real chance to target those 100% gains in 6 days or less. For example, let's step back to May of last year. This was the day after my birthday. We had the indicator flip from red to green. That meant Tesla was entering the next bullish trading cycle. Now, as we expected, shares ripped higher 6 weeks straight. Anyone who bought at the beginning of the cycle would have done very well. The stock returned 40% in 40 days. Kind of reminds me of what we're seeing now. But had you did the perfect Tesla trade instead, that was good for a potential 198% gain in 3 days, like watching $5,000 turn into $9,900. And for some, that's enough to call it quits for the end of the month. But in this case, that would have been a costly mistake because the following week, the indicator was still green. How do you place the perfect Tesla trade? That was good for 254% ROI in 3 days. The following week, still green. The week after that, still green. So that's 4 weeks, 4 solid trades. And usually these cycles last from 4 to 6 weeks. And the week after, well, we were still green. That was 5 weeks, 5 needle moving wins. If you did the stock, hey, that'd be good. $400, not bad. The perfect Tesla trade, just shy of $9,000. And with returns like that, you don't need to do much of anything else. No hunting technical patterns, no late night investments, no random tips from Fast Money, Mad Money, or Squawk Box. Just one ordinary trade on one extraordinary stock. And we look to do this week after week after week. Now, let me be clear. What I'm showing you should not be possible. But thanks to a new market anomaly that was studied by Princeton, Vanderbilt, and even the SEC, we have a shot at these double our money opportunities each week the indicator is green. Of course, it doesn't mean we'll win every trade. In trading, anything can happen. There'll be winners, there'll be losers. Never bet the farm on an investment. Even the best strategies can lose on occasion. And looking back, our research shows the perfect Tesla trade had logged a 70% success rate dating back to September of 2022. That's like placing 10 trades, only losing 2 or 3, which will make it very hard to blow up an account. And today I want to show everything, including why this unique market anomaly makes this trade possible, how our Tesla backtest average 63% return rate, including wins and losses, and why being involved with Tesla over the next 2 years could be one of the smartest decisions you make. Plus, we'll even show you how you can open up your very first perfect Tesla trade. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Lance Ippolito. Prior to becoming the senior option strategist for the Trading Pub, I trade around a $30 million account for a fund here in Florida. I've been able to speak at the Money Show twice, created one of the most popular trading indicators for TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. I've won my trading contest, and I used to go on the television, CNN, Cheddar TV, not so much anymore, just prefer to be at home and not to travel. In 2023, 2 different services have maintained a 72% win rate on live issued trades. Some, maybe you've heard, Intel over 100%, and names like Vista Energy, a cyber stock like Cloudflare, 130%. Abercrombie, a mall retailer, 178%. Lumen, 245%. And of course, our favorite and the one stock to target, Tesla. Now, every trade is not that big. Some will win, some will lose. With that said, one strategy cleared a 400% annual return. And it sounds great, but it pales into comparison to what I'm going to show you today. You see, the perfect Tesla trade is not just another trading strategy. It's a giant leap forward for anyone who's tired of the outdated market tactics. It's for folks looking to do more with less effort, and one trade I look forward to each and every week. That's why I want to show you how to use the perfect Tesla trade inside your own account. Now listen, if you've been burned on trading, I get it. We watch the market go up and down on multiple occasions. So if you're like, another strategy, that sounds exhausting, I hear you. Don't call it quits yet. In fact, this will spark up your love for the stock market because there's a new way to simplify your approach to trading by ignoring 499 of the top 500 stocks and hyper focus on one highly predictable stock, one that can offer you steady opportunities more than any other stock out there. And in my years of being a trading educator, I've realized from hosting trade rooms, doing thousands of webinars day in and day out over these past 8 years, most people do too much. They focus on multiple strategies, on multiple stocks, on options, stocks, futures, Forex. It's confusing, it's difficult, and we only have two eyes, one clicker finger, one mouse, one keyboard. It's difficult to be a master of all, just focused on one name. And if you look at the numbers, which never lie, 99% of traders lose more than they win. It's not a coincidence. On the other hand, the most profitable traders target the same setup on the same stock week after week after week. It might sound boring, repetitive even. The returns based on our data have been anything but that. Last year, we flew out a data analyst from Germany to test out the perfect Tesla trade. He was working behind the scenes to make sure we optimize everything from entries to exits. And his data showed that the perfect Tesla strategy could have turned a $5,000 stake into $79,393 in 13 months with wins and losses. That was from his data. To see that kind of return, you would have had to buy Tesla in 2017 and then never sell it. But that's why I'm here today. I want to show you that it's possible to find more satisfaction and stability inside the stock market by doing one ordinary trade on one extraordinary stock and look to do that week after week after week. And if we go back to March of this year, you see we went from red to green, meaning we were entering a bullish trading cycle, but it didn't make sense. The S&P was moving lower. Tech stocks like Meta, Microsoft, Apple, Amazon were all moving lower, and the economists were saying there could be a recession. But that didn't matter because I just focused on Tesla and it showed we were green, meaning bullish trading cycle. That trade on the perfect Tesla trader collected 136% ROI in 5 days. That's 5 times more than what the stock paid out over a year, which is about 28%, which is unbelievable considering the S&P returns about 7% on average. That's like watching $5,000 transform into $11,800. For most traders, that only happens once in a blue moon, but the very next week we were still green. So what do? Jump back in. Had you or anyone else popped in the perfect Tesla trade, that was good for a potential double your money with 106% ROI. And in this case, your timing couldn't have been better because the following week, the bullish trading cycle ended, the indicator turned red. Shares tumbled lower. It didn't matter because anyone using the perfect Tesla strategy would have been out and on with their life. For me, it's more time on the outdoors, less time in front of the computer screens. More time fishing with my friends. I just went out this weekend, caught a few, about 30, biggest one's about 33-inch snook and some redfish, and more time with the cows. No more chickens, but I've been growing some tomatoes, kale, lettuce, and broccoli right now. And it all starts by leveraging the hidden anomaly inside Tesla stock, because Tesla has this one unique element most stocks do not have. On a fundamental level, they consider an auto stock like Ford, GM. Technicals, it moves fast though, like a tech stock, like a Nvidia, like a Microsoft, a Netflix, an Apple, an Amazon. It's hypersensitive to momentum. For example, you look at Tesla today, it's up around 30 bucks. You look at shares of, let's say like Apple or so, it's only up $2, less than 1%. So it's really not moving, right? Those stocks are not getting a lot of love, and Tesla is outperforming them massively out there because it can run harder, faster, longer than the majority of stocks on the market. In fact, I would argue it is the largest moving mega cap company in the world, because it's always just about in one of these cycles, and they usually last 4 to 6 weeks. And when it's working in your favor, it's hard to be wrong. So I knew if we could define momentum that's specific to Tesla stock, we could pinpoint when the bearish cycles were ending, when the bullish cycles were starting, and that's when the indicator will flip from red to green. This allows us to target the highs, sidestep some of those lows. And if you've been following my work over the past few years, Tesla is one of the biggest trades of my life. But what you might not know is the early versions of the indicator played a critical part of it. I put 40,000 in the stock when it was around 193 in 2023. And that's when a bear cycle ended and a bullish cycle just started. Well, by November, shares broke $400. In other words, the share price doubled in 5 months. It was insane. And the skeptics said, you got lucky. But in actuality, Tesla started one of the longest bull cycles in history. The simple fact is Tesla is almost in one of these cycles. When you know how to target them, you don't have to wait months and years to go after a potential money doubling opportunity. When the indicator is green, we have a chance to do it in about 6 days or less. And if we go back to November of 2020, that's when people were getting those stimulus checks. And looking at the bullish cycle coming, it would have been almost impossible to see because we were range bound for 3 months, meaning the stock was trading sideways. When it does that, it coils up like a spring. And when you apply the perfect Tesla trade to it, we see that we went from red to green, meaning it was the perfect time to target Tesla stock. Anyone using the perfect Tesla trade, when the indicator turned green, well, that spring exploded to the upside with a potential 134% ROI. The next week, it was the same exact thing, 190% in 4 days. 1,000 to each was over $5,000. And keep in mind, that's in the time of market chaos. People were unemployed, job cuts were coming, people were banking on that stimulus checks, meaning the perfect Tesla trade would have paid out $5,240. But here's the thing. The next week, didn't work out. Things started off hot, but it took a dive because Elon Musk leaked an email, or someone on his team did, when he said to the employees the stock was trading too high and a crash could be imminent. The shares sold off, as you can see there in the red highlighted box below. And that's a natural part of a game. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but in trading, anything can happen. Never risk more than you're willing to lose. But in this case, things actually would have worked out because the bullish trading cycle, it didn't end. The indicator was still green. And the very next week, the perfect Tesla trade would have paid out 122% in 4 days. $1,000 into each would be worth $7,790. And that's including the loss, which is when you do the wins and the loss, that was over $3,790 of profit when most people were struggling. And that's what I love about the perfect Tesla trade. We don't have to win every single trade in order to find stability in the US stock market. Our research concluded the average weekly return around 63% with wins and losses. Now, if you put that in perspective, the S&P 500 pays around 7 to 8% on average per year. Shares of Tesla absolutely crushed that with around 30% a year. The perfect Tesla trade around 63%. So you can see we really, really amplify, and we look through this week after week after week than just the shares of Tesla. And based on what the indicator is showing right now, our next bullish cycle is just getting started. The stock is up. That's around 30% right now over the last month. And if everything checks out, we're about week 3 into the bullish trading cycle. So meaning we have the potential for 3 more weeks just in this one cycle. We'll be opening up the next Tesla opportunity. If you want all the details of the trade, I want to share them with you because let me first walk you through the specifics. We just don't blindly buy Tesla when the indicator is green. While it can work, we found the most optimal entry takes place on a Thursday afternoon. And it all starts with this anomaly I mentioned that was studied by Prince and Vanderbilt and the SEC, because the Wall Street market makers, what they do in Tesla is they sell more call options on Tesla than any other stock on the planet, especially when Tesla is surging higher, aka like we're seeing. But here's what most people don't realize. When the market makers are forced to sell millions of call options to folks like you and I, to the big traders, the little traders, they're legally bound to have enough shares on hand to fulfill these options at expiration. In simple terms, it means they are required to buy shares before the options expire. And remember, each option represents 100 contracts, 100 shares of stock. So for each option that they sell, they're forced to have 100 shares of stock. So let's say they do 1,000 options. That's 100,000 shares of stock they need to have. So that can add to the millions. This buying usually happens at the end of the week. And what it does is it causes shares of Teslas to surge Thursday, Friday, Monday. Not only does this accelerate the bullish trading cycles, but it opens up a new opportunity each Thursday afternoon, just like we saw back in October. The indicator was green, bullish trading cycle. Thursday, Friday, Monday, we see that big rally in the stock. In this case, the market makers were likely buying shares against the options they sold, and the stock jumped 6%. Not bad, but using the perfect Tesla trade, that was good for 144% ROI. That's like turning $5,000 to $12,200, which is very difficult using the traditional market strategies. The technical term for this is called a gamma squeeze at the end of the week, and it's happening inside shares of Tesla on a regular basis. In fact, Fortune magazine said it's the only reason why possibly it's up so much. The more options the market makers sell to folks like you and I, the more shares they have to buy. And in return, it causes the shares to rise higher. Now, this cycle can repeat for weeks on end, accelerating these bullish trading cycles. That's what causes these aggressive upside moves. Now, as crazy as it sounds, our analyst was able to spot that raw data. And if you look at Tuesday and Wednesday, the stock doesn't move much. But if you look at Thursday through Monday, historically, that's when you have about 3 times the average move on shares of Tesla. Going back to our example, you can see Tuesday, Wednesday, we were sideways. Thursday, Friday, Monday, we had about a $40 pop in shares of Tesla. Anyone using the perfect Tesla trade could have more than tripled their money. And the next week, it was the same thing. Tuesday, Wednesday, sideways. Then we had Thursday, Friday, Monday. We had that massive rally higher. You could expect on that trade, when we had that Thursday, Friday, Monday rally, which is exactly what we like, that was good for a potential 246% gain. And you could do this on your cell phone, your couch, your laptop, your tablet, your PC, even like this on the golf course. Now, if you're trying to figure out exactly how this works, let me sum it up for you very quickly. Step 1, make sure the indicator is green on a Thursday afternoon. As the data shows, that is the most optimal time to get in. And also, 2, for folks out there with small accounts, that's the most friendly time to get in for the cheaper position. Step 2, make sure the daily candles at or above the indicator line. Very simple. Step 3, make sure the indicator is trending higher. By doing this, it could help the likelihood of a failed move. Now, when we have all 3 signals line up, we know with confidence it's time to open up the perfect Tesla trade. That's what happened on June 1st. As you can see, we were green above the indicator line. The slope was trending upward. Sure enough, Tesla ripped higher. That was good to collect 131%. On Thursday, June 8th, same thing. As you can see, green, above, higher, 127%. Thursday, the exact same thing, 133% in 3 trading days. So that was 3 weeks. That's some nice 3 triple-digit winners. 5 grand was over 19,000 in the perfect Tesla trade. And those signals, like we just saw, it's not like missing out in Tesla in 2010. We can't go back in time, sadly. The perfect Tesla trader is not about that. It's about identifying the next trading cycle and milking it for every drop it has to offer, bringing simplicity into the US stock market by placing one ordinary trade on one extraordinary stock week after week after week. And based on what we're seeing right now, the next bullish cycle is just getting started, which tells me the next few weeks should be quite exciting. I'm not just saying that. Tesla has a lot going on right now because with Trump in the White House, the stock can flourish like it's 2016 again. The company can take advantage of less regulation, more lenient on that tax burden, and that's really just the beginning. Tesla is expanding rapidly. In fact, it takes up 94% of electric vehicles in Norway and is dominating the European markets. Their delivery numbers are increasing. Oh, and better yet, no competition here in the States. And we're seeing Tesla beat the earnings expectations, which brings me to the perfect Tesla opportunity right now. As we speak, my team is monitoring the stock. I actually have it up right here on the left. If everything checks out, we'll be opening up the next perfect Tesla trade tomorrow. Now, obviously, we can't promise 300, 500% returns like we've had in the past, but I think it'll be well worth your attention. And if you want all the details, I'll be happy to share them with you. It's part of an exclusive venture called the Perfect Tesla Trader. Even with the craziness we've seen in the US stock market, we've won the last 11 trades in a row. To my research, it's the only service on the world that leverages these trading cycles. Outside of a small group of traders, no one else is seeing the perfect Tesla strategy. But today, you'll be invited to join what I believe is some of the best weekly setups over the next 12 to 24 months. And if you followed my work in the past, I'm not just blowing smoke up your butt. Here's what some of the top folks have said. I mean, we could probably open up the chat right now, like Josiah was saying, and we had some amazing, amazing testimonials. But Ken, very happy to read, had a $1,000 profit day. Brett, 900%. Jeff G had 47 in the trade. Oh my God, and sold 315 contracts. iPhone user 4 sold up 266%, 266,000 in Tesla. Asked how much he put in. He said about 80 grand. I mean, this is just from the chat here the team has sent. So y'all have been crushing it out there. I really love to see these kind of results. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. Keith, 420,000, 219,000, 30,000. Just reading some of the chat. 94%, 13,000. Whew. 110,000, 492, 266,000. Jesus. All right. Oh my God. I just scrolled in the chat there and saw. As good as those returns, I hope to blow some of those out the water. With high expectations. Now, before we open up spots, here's what you can expect. Each week, we'll monitor the activity inside shares of Tesla. We'll look for that gamma squeeze towards the end of the week, which is very important. Obviously, today is a monster day, but we will have that optimal entry and exit. Of course, we'll verify all the perfect Tesla trade criteria, and we'll send you. We do this each and every same time, same week. Obviously, this week we were a bit we wanted to capture the election. 2 p.m. every Thursday, we send you email, text message to your phone, and a private Telegram message. You can expect at least 24 unique trade alerts. Now, as you might expect, it does involve options. That's how we get these such large returns in such a short amount of time, which is great, especially if you have a smaller account. For example, October 21st, the stock rallied 14% in 4 days. Perfect Tesla trade, about 500%. That would be like $1,000 in the stock, $140 in profit. It's good, but not enough to cover much anymore. $1,000 in the perfect Tesla trade was up over $5,000. So we're going to give you the exact option criteria each and every week for the perfect Tesla trade, including the strike price, the expiration, and the cycle with your analysis, where you can open up the trade in a regular broker account, a retirement account. Any major broker platform works. There's no guesswork. There's no confusion. My team and I do all the grunt work for you. All you have to do is at 2 p.m. Eastern time, decide if you want to follow along. And to make it as easy as possible, we send you via trade notifications, text, email, and Telegram. And just so you know, there will be times when there's not the perfect opportunity, but have no fear. We'll still issue you an update, an analysis. We don't want to force trades and lose money. Instead, we'll just say, hey, here's an update. We don't want to do anything frisky this week, but we'll still give you that key communication. Now, if you're new, or maybe you're like, what is an option? Don't worry. Or you just want to learn your skills a little bit more in details. We have something for you. We have the Option Hero Workshop. It's 7 training sessions on how to approach options. And just a spoiler, we don't do anything complex, nothing fancy, no spreads, nothing like that. We do simple, basic, level 1 options. So you could do this again, a regular trading account, a broker account, a cash account, a retirement account. Very, very simple. You don't have to qualify or take any special tests. We'll give you the correct methodology and how it's helped us clear those 50, 100, and 200% returns. Now, the retail price of that is usually a little bit more, $397, but that will be included free of charge. We're certain these videos will help you elevate and get educated so you can open up these kind of trades. Like Carol, who said, the videos are very educational, never thought I would trade an option. But here's the thing, we have something extra for you. If you want to take advantage of the bearish trading cycles, because we also want to be prepared and know good times don't last forever, there will be times when the market or Tesla turns south. We've seen 15 bearish cycles in 2020, since 2020, 15 bearish, 15 bullish. So they kind of mix out, right? They're kind of at that 50% ratio. And they can last for weeks on end too. So we'll give you, when Tesla's moving lower, so you're not left wondering what to do, the perfect Tesla puts. Meaning it's the same exact way as the perfect Tesla trade, but to the downside. You don't need any special additional privileges, no margin, no additional legwork. It's just a straightforward, effective way to target Tesla when shares are heading lower. And that happened in December of 2022. We went red, meaning Tesla was entering a bearish trading cycle. And you can see it was 5 consecutive weeks of the stock moving lower. We had some potential wins like 109%, 89%, 67%, 170%, 97%. 1,000 to the downside on each was over $10,000. Now, again, we cannot promise future returns against losses, but I don't care who or what you think. It's a nice chunk of change even when the stock is moving lower. Maybe replenish that retirement, catch up on some bills, pay that high property taxes or high mortgage insurance nowadays. And in this case, you could have done it with the stock going lower. For traders like us, it's a massive perk because we have a chance to target these kind of double money returns when the stock is moving lower. So you just won't receive Tesla opportunities when the stock is screaming higher, but also when the stock moves lower. In my opinion, my publisher, Nate, wanted to sell that for $1,500. There he is. He said, well, let's do it as an upsell. And I said, no, sir. We want to help you make money in the markets, not take it from you. And that's why we're including these powerful setups at your membership for no extra cost. Now, I just showed 5 consecutive trades that would be worth over $10,000. So it's easy to see why folks out there, they say, hey, the price is usually $19.97 to join. But in honor of the most recent triple-digit winner, and heck, today's a fantastic day, we're taking $500 off the normal sale price. So you won't see that $19.97 price tag like it normally is on the website. You'll be able to secure a year's worth of the perfect Tesla trade alerts for only $14.97. But fair warning, we can only promise this deal for those watching right here, right now. My hope is you can pour that kind of savings into some of your few perfect Tesla trades. So if you're ready to ride this next bullish cycle, get out your credit card because we want to show you how to put on this perfect Tesla trade. This Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time is going to be the perfect time. Take advantage of this bullish trading cycle. You get over 25 trade alerts per year. You'll be involved with Tesla over the next 12 months going to landsuppalito.com/Tesla. You could also click the link in the chat to sign up. What a day it is, and it's not even over yet. Click the link in the chat to sign up, or you could call 904-404-8873. All the details on the membership are on the next page. We have a real live customer support team based here in Florida at 904-404-8873 if you need to sign up over the phone, or you just go to landsuppalito.com/Tesla or click the link in the chat. You'll save $500 instantly if you click the link in the chat, call on the phone, or just type in landsuppalito.com/Tesla. We're going to answer questions in a minute, but to my knowledge, no one else is doing this. In fact, some people have said recently, avoid Tesla, but they've missed out on some of the best returns out there, like we've been able to capture, and we're just getting started. I'm so excited to have new folks join, save that $500 off. The team was fantastic putting this together this morning. We'll take your questions live, but let me address some of the most common questions that we get. How much money does it cost to enter the perfect Tesla trade? Well, the average is usually between $500 and $700. How long does it take to enter the perfect Tesla trade? I would say 60 seconds or less. We'll instruct you to buy a call when we're in a bullish trading cycle, or a put when we're in a bearish trading cycle. So you could do it on your phone. You could do it on your computer, your laptop, or a tablet. There's no multi-steps. There's no complicated strategies out there, thankfully. We're doing simple trades on the perfect Tesla trade and milking every last drop of these opportunities. When will you know? When is it time to close out the trade? Well, we'll send you text, email, Telegram as well. So we'll be sending you both entries and exits with full trade notes, analysis, and instructions. My goal is to make sure the service does not eat up your time or stress you out. It's about taking advantage of Tesla, being involved in what I think is going to be the #1 stock over the next 12 to 24 months. And it has been life-changing for me, really, not only these next past couple years, but just this past few weeks alone. My account is up more than it ever was thanks to the most recent perfect Tesla trades. If you haven't clicked the link in the chat, go ahead and do it right now. When you do, you'll have your details in the membership page. Plus, we have the Tesla dividend stock, which I know some of y'all absolutely go goo goo gaga over, and I don't blame y'all 1 second over it. It's a crazy special report oriented at this dividend on this stock with 103% distribution yield this year. It's crazy. It really is. We might even include the leverage Tesla stock in a report upcoming. Maybe we might make a note of that so you guys can be involved and see that one. That one's that one's a crazy one. But yeah, we'll give you that free as well in the members area. Now you may be saying, is a Tesla indicator for sale? Nope. But what we will do is share the best setups with you over the next 12 months. Is there a lifetime membership? Yes. After you fill out the form on the next page, you'll have lifetime access available. And if you're having reservations, I do get it. You might be saying, this sounds crazy. Who is this guy? How are these people in the chat making so much money? I get it. It's a new way to capitalize on Tesla stock. But in my opinion, there isn't a bigger opportunity or better strategy out there to deploy over the next 12 to 48 months. That's why I want you to try the perfect Tesla trade for a year. Don't stress out about the membership fee. If after your first year, it's not for you, the gains, insights, education are not what you're looking for, call the team, same number, 904-404-8873, and they'll refund you every penny of your membership cost, part of that 365-day money-back policy. If things go as planned, we wouldn't be surprised if you could cover the membership fee in short order. Of course, we can't promise that will happen, but we have seen it in some of our sister services like Parquet, paid for 2 years in one trade. Damon, 2 weeks, made enough in profits to pay for the program. Paul, investment paid out in 24 hours. RVH, sign-up fee, made the sign-up fee in 2 trades when I joined at $14.97. Now, let me be clear. If you're looking to become an overnight millionaire, drive a red Ferrari, and have a full head of hair like your, I don't know, who's the new heartthrob nowadays? Channing Tatum? George Clooney? This is probably not for you unless you're already a millionaire with a red Ferrari. Just to be clear. If you like to force trades or take unnecessary risk, it's not for you. Although we've been able to take some calculated risk. And if you are someone who likes to be calculated, strategic, a contrarian even, this could be a good fit. If you thought of watching what could be rock solid opportunities stack up week after week, that gets you excited, then I'd like to invite you to join my groundbreaking new venture, The Perfect Tesla Trader. Go ahead, click the link in the chat at lanceippolito.com/Tesla or call 904-404-8873 to take your first step to join. When you do, you'll be one step closer to joining some of the most successful folks like Cher, was up $1,425. Don, who absolutely crushed it. Love that. Marianne, OMG Lance. OMG, oh my goodness. Gina, 450% gain. Sherry, a nice 7,000 back guarantee. Additional trainings and bonuses sometimes. All right. Hello, we are back. Let's get to some of the Q&A in the chat here. But I want to give a quick rundown and thank everyone for sticking around. Basically, every week we do Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We give you the full screenshot of the trade, entry, alerts, full analysis, prices, profit targets. Then we also send you via text, email, telegram entries and exit notifications as well. You get $500 discount today at lanceippolito.com/Tesla. You could also call 904-404-8873. You get the Tesla Investor Guide where we go into a little bit more detail of the company. Remember, you still have SpaceX and possibly XAI, the IPO upcoming. I'm a big SpaceX investor as well. The Tesla dividend stock, we might even come out with soon the Tesla debit leverage stock report. So be on the lookout for that. I know a lot of people have been telling me about it and how they love to trade it. It was a, yeah, we'll go in that a little bit detail. The perfect Tesla option criteria. So you can do this in a regular account, 401k account, retirement account as well. No leverage or no margin, no fancy spreads. Level 1 option trading is all, or you could obviously do it in a retirement account. So like a Schwab, Tasty Trade, E-Trade, Fidelity, Robinhood are all fine. It's a 1-year money back guarantee, and you'll be invited to our live trade sessions that we do together for members only. Let's get into some more questions in there. But yes, we also send you profit target entry and the exit alerts via text, email, and telegram. AMC, I know, AMC down 20 cents here. Susie, no, I'm kidding. It was a fun shot though. We'll see what happens in the morning. You still have the conference call and everything like that. So no harm, no foul. We just did nothing big today in the market. But Tesla, I would say at least have a minimum of a $2,000 account. That's what most broker dealers require. I would say the average cost per option is anywhere between $400 to about $1,000, depending on obviously the price and then a few other factors. We usually don't go out more than, I would say no more than 4 weeks. Most trades are anywhere from 1 week to 4 weeks out, with the average hold time right around 1 week. I know my Match.com did not find love. Wow. But we had fun today though. Again, didn't do anything big. And also too, gang, it's a good little tidbit here. For the perfect Tesla trade, we actually trade some size. We trade directional. you could definitely allocate more capital when we're just trading earnings like this, doing, 5 contracts, 10 contracts. It's really small ball because um, they're kind of lotto tickets, as I always call them, or earnings bets. But with the perfect Tesla trader, I was starting with like about a $23,000 account the other month, and just off that Tesla trades from the past couple weeks, um, up around 30,000 just on Tesla. So, definitely emphasize, and we put more position size into. Obviously, it is a trending stock, and therefore, we can actually do some real position sizing instead of just, doing 5 contracts, 10 contracts, and earning plays, so to speak, right? So it's very, very fun. It's been on fire. I think we have 11 winners in a row. If you want to sign up, I believe today is the last day, or you can always call in 904-404-8873. The alert goes out tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time, and we send you a screenshot with the full trade results and everything. So we'll get that to you. And let me see if there's more questions here in the chat. Robert, no, but we do screenshot the Tesla indicator with each alert. So to give you an example, let me see if I can pull it up for you. I'll make it big too so you can see it. Here we go. So basically, we'll send you a screenshot and the full trade details with each one, with exit alerts, entry alerts, via text, email, and Telegram, and a little trade analysis for each one we break down. And yeah, it's been pretty on fire lately. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, and these went up about 300%. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 or so in a row. We had a loser, 15%. So there will be losers as well, just full disclosure. Don't want to just say every trade's going to be a winner, because that would not be honest. And in any program, any strategy, just like today, we had some earnings bets, matches down, AMC's down a little. We're going to probably make some money in EL, ELF. But there will be obviously winners and losers, obviously. And we got what? DraftKings is tomorrow. Oh, Pins is tomorrow too. Omar, it's 24 trades a year. That is technically incorrect. They had to throw a minimum on there. Basically, we do it every Thursday. When we're in a bullish cycle like we are now, we've actually even been doing bonus trades. So when the writers wrote this, they wanted to do a minimum, and also for legal, of 2 trade alerts a month. But in reality, we've been doing a lot more. To give you an example, we should probably update that. But for example, over the past, in October, we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades. So that was, once a week, and then for 2 weeks, twice a week. In September, we did 1, 2, 3. In August, 1, 2, 3, 4. In July, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've pretty much been doing every week. It's just they just wrote that from a minimum requirement. And even if we don't do an alert, we'll still send you an update and usually a bonus trade mixed in there as well. So yeah, that should probably be changed. Pretty much it's every week. In the normal cycles, it's Thursday, 2 p.m. Obviously, we had earnings. We had the election this week. We did do some extra trades on some Mondays and stuff like that as well, just because, we did have some short-term catalysts. So like I'll do earnings. I'll do if Tesla has like an investor event or or some kind of event as well. I usually play that, or at least a run up into that, just because, just like I do with earnings, I don't, when they're out, they only happen 4 times a year. I'll do it a little extra, and then after that, uh, it's just normal directional trend trading. But yeah, I always like to. I mean, just me personally, I always like to trade earnings. I know a lot of people say avoid them, but I mean that's how we had that 500% win, and when you're right, they can be uh, pretty substantial. Usually not, Ram. Because there's usually no uh for example, a stock like Apple, you're not usually going to have anything that shocks the street, meaning you're not going to have anything new and not accounted for in the stock. And also, stocks like Apple, they're so widely held. There's really no short interest. You're never going to get like a squeeze on Apple. Um, Nvidia, yeah, you will. Meta, yeah, certain times. Netflix, yeah. But like Microsoft, Apple, stuff like that, there's really never any pricing mishap. Um, they just been tuned around. There's uh nothing outside that will affect it usually. Uh, good question. 9132. I'll pull it up for you in the members area. I didn't even see that in Riot there. We'll pull to it here. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, wrong one. Tracker. There we go. Let's make it real big. So 75% out of 43 official published trades. This is not including back-tested stuff like that. These are published trades sent in real time to members. 43 winners, 14 losers. That's 75.4% winners, 24.6% losers. The average winner is 57%, average loser 52%, just because usually those losers that we have had were like the Cybertruck event, which was 100% loss. And again, that was we'll make note too if it is like a Cybertruck event or something like that, where we put in there it's a binary event, so trade it smaller. Average return 30.06%. Average hold time is right around a week, 4 to 6 days, so about a week. And we don't do like overlap trades or anything like that. Let me know if that helps. Robert, I think so. Let me click the link in the chat and see. I don't handle any of the money issue, but yeah, there is a 2-year for 1997. The 1 year's 1,500, $500 off, and then the 2 years 1,500 off. I'm not sure, Deanna, if there's anything longer than that.
Yeah, you
Might.
have
Oh,
a lifetime for, I think, $2,997. So that's gonna be
okay,
your cheapest. Yeah. So essentially you pay for a little under 3 years, technically, and you get lifetime.
awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
Let me see what else we have here in the chat.
Let me check YouTube. I kind of forgot. Nope, nothing on YouTube.
Oh, wait, let me see here.
Let's see, do we just get another question? Robert says, awesome.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Yeah, anything you guys have, feel free to pull up in the chat, or if you want to talk with someone, we do have a really good team. They're based out of Florida. They could take your information, or you could schedule a call with them. Or if you just want to leave Deanna and myself your email or phone number, we'll be the only ones to see it. We'll forward it over. The phone number is 904-404-8873.
Yep, Robert. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. is Tesla's next trade. So every Scott Thursday. I
Every
want to say
Thursday,
every
2 p.m.
Thursday at
Eastern
2.
time. Linda,
Um,
really good question. How far out expiration? If if it's a if it's a very, very short dated, let's say catalyst, I would say 2 weeks, but most are 4 weeks out. So most are about 30 days, 4 weeks out, a month out or so. I would say 80% of the trades are that. Every now and then, if we could get a cheaper position, it'll be 6 weeks out. But on average, I would say 4 weeks out. Sometimes we'll do a single out, like leading up into the election. We did option that was about 10 days out. But I would say on average, 3 to 4 weeks would probably be the sweet spot. Anything longer than that, the options really start getting expensive, and it can be a little difficult, especially if you have a smaller account. Obviously, if you have a larger account, you could do a little bit more position size, like some of the people you heard in the presentation in chat. Yes, Robert, 2 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you, Joe's iPhone. Appreciate that. Great day. Thanks, Lance and Deanna. For those trying to decide to get scanners for a perfect Tesla trade, it might be the best trading decision you ever make. Well, appreciate that. But we might, that's a good question though, Ram. I wouldn't be opposed to including some other names in there. Um, like if things got slower or the stock went sideways for a while, but I wouldn't rule it out. I do kind of like that.
isn't
Uh,
Elon getting a new IPO that you're like a part of? Like space or
yeah,
whatever?
so yeah, it's a good one. So I got allocation for 150,000 into SpaceX. Um, they just did another funding round for XAI as well. So obviously you're going to have correlation with Tesla, with the IPOs of the other companies. Also, Musk said the other day he's focused on obviously Tesla, but also the robotic company. And I'm assuming the robotic company is just going to be under Tesla. Um, and then Dan Niles came out today and said, Tesla is technically the most undervalued AI play. No one's really looking at that from the deregulation of the autonomous driving. Oh, there, pull up the chat there. Can you look up current buys and is it possible to get in some existing buys late? Bill, we don't have anything open at the moment. Everything's been closed out because we enter. Uh, the next trade will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern time. There is some rumors going around, I've heard, that Elon's trying to get Tesla's share price up as much as possible because he has to sell, I think, year end for tax purposes, some shares. Um, there's that kind of rumor going around, going around
Would
at
he
the moment.
freeze? That's the best time in the world to freeze, Lance.
Oh, did I? Oh, if I did freeze, sorry. Well, Deanna, I'm going to cut it off then if I froze. I'll let you grab the screen.